Good morning, welcome back to the channel. You find me this morning, it's a very nice morning. What a massive change from last week when it was chucking it down. But this morning we've got a lovely sunrise over there, which I'm not going to take a photo of, because we're heading out towards a place behind you here called Cramond Island. I'm not going to go to the island because it's on a causeway and the tide is in, so I can't walk across, but there is a rather interesting line of concrete pillars which go across to the island. It was an old World War I defence, I believe. So that's what we're going to shoot this morning, and then hopefully, if I get the time, there's a river behind me here, so we'll head up that way and grab some shots up there too. Okay, so let's go. Right, well, first shot of the day already, and I was going to head out along the causeway there, but I saw this and thought I'm going to get a picture of that first. So here's our first shot. I'm going to do it very, very quickly, so I'm not using the mic pin for now, I'll do that later. Stick the movie on and let's see exactly what I'm getting a shot of. So we're looking directly out at the island, the sun is just coming up across there, and the concrete pillars that I was telling you about there are all illuminated, which is really nice. So you can see what we're seeing in that movie up there in the corner, wherever it is, up there somewhere. So there we go. So it's a nice simple shot. I'm relying completely on the light for this. So I'm sitting at f10. Can you see that? Let me just that's a bit brighter. Okay. Yeah, 25th of a second f10. Again, like I say, it's a nice easy shot. So we have the horizon sitting on the rule of thirds along here. We have the line of the island coming in from the bottom corner here. I wonder if I don't think that raising it's going to make too much of a difference, just to try and get that line of the. I want to raise it or do I want to lower it? Yeah, I'm working hurriedly. The sun is getting very bright now. Hurry up, Douglas, get the move on. Right, there we go. It's all illuminated now, so let's just try and grab the shot. Should I zoom in just a tad? I think I shall. There we are, yeah. That's a bit better. Yep, and the line of the sea, as I said before, sitting right on the rule of thirds along here. Lovely sky, which is kind of the focus here. And yeah, let's just switch that off now. Okay, there's a focus because that's not quite a focus there. Okay, there, and I'm going to grab that shot. 1, 2, 3, click. So we're all set up now for the next shot, which, as I said, I've come out to the causeway to look down this pile of concrete pillars, this line of concrete pillars which stretch out to Cramond Island, out there in the distance. The sun has disappeared behind a cloud, and I suspect it's not going to come out for a while. Might get some later, we'll see. But nevertheless, that doesn't really matter for this shot, because I'm going to go for a long exposure, looking out down the causeway to the island, line of pillars right across there. Now I've got this thing again, which I had a couple of weeks ago. I didn't use it last week because of the rain, but yeah, we can see the shot that we've got there. Alright, where am I putting it? Up there somewhere. Okay, nice and simple. I've got the camera balanced very precariously here because I want to be over as far this way as I dare without falling in the water, but I'm kind of worried that I'm going to, because we want to get kind of the line of the pillars, if you like. You know, we want to be able to see the whole kind of shebang, the whole line. So yeah, we've got these leading in as a leading line down here. We've got the island sitting up on this rule of thirds up here in the horizon on the line of the rule of thirds. Very, very simple. It's exactly what you'd be looking for in a shot like this. Now the sun isn't going to come out, I don't think. Okay, let me put that down there. That's sitting there at what, 1/3 of a second just now. So I'm going to put on this ND filter here. Okay, I've polarised it a wee bit. It doesn't make too much difference, but it makes a wee bit of difference. So let me put that on. Alright, again, it's quite dark now. Very dark, 30 seconds. That's probably just going to be a bit too long. Let's take it to there, about 8 seconds or so. Okay, at F10. And that, I think, is going to be that. I have actually just realised a problem that I have with this thing, which is I can't use my focus screen, you see, and it's hard to tell. So what I'll do, I'll switch that off now. Let's see, that's okay. It's off, which should bring the screen back here, which is, it's kind of annoying that we get it like that. So I'm going to focus in on the island. Alright, you've seen the composition, focus on the island, 8 seconds, F10, ISO 100, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, click. Looking out to sea here, yeah, just while I was getting some B-roll there, I thought, actually that's quite a nice shot, just of the sunrise. The sun's actually fairly high in the sky now, but there's still some colour in the sky. We've got some lovely reflections. Let me switch on the movie like that. I'm not going to use the my pin, just for speed. Okay, yeah, so I've got that on the horizon. I've got the horizon sitting on the rule of thirds here. Like I say, we've got lots of lovely reflections in the water. The sun reflected down here. Okay, I'm going to turn it. What's that? My polarizer. I don't want polarizer. I want pointing straight into the sun. So let's go up to F22 and I'll take the polarizer off. I don't need that looking into the sun. It's just extra glass, isn't it? So let's end up with a wee bit extra flare that we don't need. So there we go. F22 for a nice. We're not even going to get a starburst, so we'll turn it down again. He said. Okay, so let's call it F14. Lots of reflections. Lovely sky. Okay, 50th of a second. F14, ISO 100. Switch the movie off. And, come on camera, 1, 2, 3, click. Look at that, this is Cramond, which is lovely, and if it wasn't for those, if it wasn't for the cars and the bins and the scaffolding and whatnot, that would probably make a really nice picture. However, it is what it is, so I'm not going to shoot it. I meant to say when I was down there, in fact, check out, there's another video by one of my fellow West Lothian vloggers, a guy called 𝐂𝐚𝐸. He's not getting nearly enough subscribers, so give him a wee shout, give him a wee look. Okay, I'll stick a link up in the corner there. Lovely guy. Okay, right, yeah, I'm going to head down. What we've got here, this is the River 𝐵𝐸mond, which, if you recall some of my videos during the pandemic when I was down at 𝐵𝐸mond Vale in Livingston, West Lothian, the 𝐵𝐸mond is the river that runs through it. Now, it runs blah, 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 comes out here. Okay, so this is it, all these boats and whatnot in the mouth of the river. So we're going to get some shots here, probably of the boats, and there's a mill further up the river that we'll try and get as well. So that's us. Okay, let's move on. So we're all set up for a shot of the boats now. We're looking over to that one because I found when I was looking up that way I was getting a lot of this kind of the edge of the, I don't know what you call it, the kind of edge of the river thing, into the river bank in the shot, which I didn't want. So I've chosen just to look out directly at these boats out here. Okay, so if I just stick that movie on, so that you can see it, that's quite dark, so I'm going to stick it onto ISO auto. So that's the composition. I'm just really looking for the reflections. So we've got really this big boat here, and the mast is sitting on a row of thirds. The one at the back here, Hannah, as it's called. I've got the opposite bank right down the middle of the shot, and that's pretty much it. So it's all about reflections, this shot, boats and reflections. Okay, so I'm going to switch that off. Now what I really want here, let me switch it back to ISO 100 for now. I want to make sure that I've got really as fast an exposure as I can, because the boats move around, and if we've got a slower exposure, then obviously we're going to get a wee bit of kind of blur. So I've taken it down on f7.1 because I don't want it too low, because we want a certain amount of depth of field as well. Okay, so yeah, I've taken it right down. I don't have the polarizer on because I'm kind of back to back with the sun, so that's going to make no difference whatsoever. Alright, also polarizer has an extra couple of stops, slows down your picture, so I'm not polarizing it. What did I say, that is 1/15 of a second at f7.1, so I'm going to raise my ISO just a little bit. Where's that? ISO 400 is a 50th of a second. Let's go for ISO 800, 1/125th of a second. We should probably do it. Okay, so let's focus up, as I say, focus on that blue boat in the middle, and I'm going to wait till a duck gets out of the way, and then 1, 2, 3, click. I've moved a little bit further along the river bank again. I'm going to make this the last shot. I was going to walk further up the river. I'm not going to bother today. We might save the mill for some other day. Okay, but yeah, so I've gone for this time, I've gone for a portrait shot. And let me switch the movie on and you'll see why I've gone for a portrait shot. We're looking here really at this boat in front, which I've got sitting well, smack bang in the middle of the picture, really, right in the middle, front and centre. Okay, we've got the line of boats coming in on this side as well, like that. And the big thing about this shot really is all the reflections down here. That's the mast, which I've had to put it into portrait mode because it's the only way, like I say, I can fit the mast in and the reflection in, like that. I've pulled it back to, whoops, let me pull it back just a little bit more, just about maybe there-ish. I need to be careful because there's some stairs across here, just down into the water, which I want to avoid. Alright, so I'm going to grab this shot before the tide goes out too far, because when the tide goes out too far, the boats kind of lie on their side and whatnot, and you just get a lot of mud. It's not very attractive. So, let me switch the movie off. Before I switch the movie off, let me tell you, I'm going for ISO 200 because, again, we want a nice fast shutter speed because the boats move, so we want it as fast as possible to try and not catch the movement, otherwise we get blur and it'll ruin the shot. So let me switch the movie off. Alright, I'm sitting at ISO 200, okay, which is giving me at f7.1, it's giving me a shot at 1/250th of a second. We're getting some lovely reflections in there. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly grab that shot, focus on the boat in front, right in the bow. Okay, focus, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, click. So I'm going to call it a day at that. If you like what you've seen, please do the usual. Please like, please subscribe, please hit the little bell icon down in the corner there, and please leave some comments. I always love to hear your comments. I'm getting more and more comments these days, and it is always fantastic to hear from you. So that's that. Oh, calendar is still for sale. I'll put the picture up there. Okay, link in the description below. All right, and that I think is probably it. Okay, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.